Hey guys, Myderpinabox here, bringing you some T110e3 gameplay. Taking a look at my stats for 100 games here. Just over 2,900 average damage and a 70% win rate. It's a tank you don't see very often, but it's quite a beast if you know how to play it correctly, and it's all about positioning. You can see that I'm rolling up here on the heavy side of Falls Creek. I really don't want to be out in the open. The last thing I want to do is get caught trying to go across a clearing in this tank. So I'm just rolling up here to see what I can find using this rock. There's a little bit of cover. I put one in the 263 and I'm just cautious that I know there's an IS-8 on the side. And as long as I can keep front facing them or using an angle, I'm in good shape. So you can see I'm already down a tank. We're 45 seconds in, but not a lot I can do about it, so I'm just going to sit here for a minute and see what happens. So the first shot that I took from the Object 268 really kind of surprised me, so I'm staying a little bit back. My hull's actually hidden here, my lower hull, and I'm using the hill. You can see that IS-8 tried to trade shots and it didn't work out well. This 263 is getting brave. He wants to come up the hill. He's got no gun depression, so he has to take a full shot and then line me up and he bounces. I'm going to face hug him because right here he's really got no good way to pin me reliably. He's going to try to shoot my hatch, as you can see, but that's a tricky proposition as long as I'm wiggling, and it costs him. And now I've got some mobile cover, so that was actually really helpful to what I'm trying to accomplish. So we've gained a tank advantage, but it's still pretty dicey. My tanks are mostly hiding behind me. So I'm going to use this 268 and try to get rid of this IS-8. He keeps looking at me. He moves too far away. Now I've got an open shot in the 95. You can see I got another lucky 700 roll, so above average, which is great. Just continuing to kind of be patient. I can see the T57, so the last thing I want to do is give him a shot at my drive well. IS-8's holding still, which is never a good thing, and you can see I hit his commander hatch from back there, which is not a big target, but if he's not moving at all, it's not very difficult. Now I'm going to roll down here on C and get some shots in on these guys while they're occupied out to the side. So the 54 knows I'm here. There's not a lot he can do about it, and so as you can see, we went from up a tank to now down a tank. I've got to get rid of this 54 because he can get behind me. Just a quick shot there takes care of it. This 57 is really focused on the 120, which is great, so I'll just wait and reload here. Go ahead and aim just to make sure I don't get a dumb bounce. And at this point I've got just the 95, so I'm feeling really good about it. There's another TD in the middle, but he's not really a threat. We've got enough numbers to keep him busy. So again, I've got good gun depression. I'm going to roll up there. Tried a little bit of APCR, but didn't have the right angle, and he's going to come back looking for me. I'm just going to get up as close as I can to him and now move a little bit. The only thing he can pen is my lower hull, and as long as I keep moving, I'm in good shape. So you can see there I get the kill shot, and then our team finishes off the other guy. Alright, here we are on mines. So not a great TD map unless you're going to sit back and snipe, and that's really not the strength of the E3. I guess I should say it's perceived as not a great TD map. It actually works out pretty well, because once we're able to get up on the hill, I've got good gun depression. My lower hull is hidden from the enemy, and they really don't have a good reliable target from the top of me, even the hatch, if they're far away or if they have a low pen gun. So you'll see me roll up on the hill here and put in a little bit of work. So this is a little bit about assessing the situation. You saw me stop earlier in the fight to see if I could catch any red going up. They've done exactly what they should given the lineup. They don't have anything fast, and so they're just sitting back. They've got a couple TDs in the back, and they've got heavies here just guarding the hill. Our team got a little bit antsy and took a couple big shots. You can see where I'm at right now. The TDs in the back could hit me, but they can't pen me. And you can see me bounce a shot right there, and I'm just staying slightly angled to them. And with my lower hull hidden, you can see that JP100 in the corner. He would be a concern if he was on the hill, but he's not. My 263, unfortunately, here decides he's going to be a hero and rolls right up in the open. Bounces a shot, gets tracked. There's nothing I can do to help him. There's an E4 in the back. I'm going to go ahead and switch to APCR and put one through the cheek just to kind of get rid of him. My bigger concern is not these heavies, it's the snipers in the back. And it appears that no one's flanking on red, so that's good. You can see here my 263 is just panicking and just backs into me. I tried to get out of his way, but my traverse is not great, so now we're down 3 tanks to 0. But again, it doesn't do me any good to pop over the hill and die. So you can see that red's got a few low health tanks and a couple camping TDs, so we're just going to keep working it here. Alright, so at this point I know that E4 is back there. I don't have a whole lot else going on, so I took a blind shot, do switch to HE and splash damage that IS-7, so we're actually not in bad shape here. One of their tanks finally did decide to flank. I tried to type flank, I'm not sure what I typed there, but it wasn't flank. Hoping that my team can get him. So the JP100's up here, you can see it. I tried an APCR off the cheek, it didn't work. And now at this point I'm just trying to hope that our team takes out the flank, which they do, and now we've got 3 TDs, an E4 and a tortoise probably in the back, and then this JP100 in the front. My E100 is from C4, so I'm hoping he'll be somewhat helpful here. It's not a great tank for this position, and at this point I decided I've got to go ahead and move up and try to get an angle on this JP100. So that's what I do, using this rock again. Put an APCR on this side. And now at least he's backing up and I've got his attention. So at this point, my teammates are bouncing off the JP100. He fires, so I pull up here and put an AP shell in his lower plate. Now we're 4 on 4. I was feeling good about it a minute ago, but I think both of my tanks are getting lower health. I know that the E4's got 1,000, and I know that the tortoise had good health. That's unfortunate right there that my E100 exposed and died. He says BS, I don't know what happened to him. And at this point there's a one-shot E4, full health tortoise behind me, which is going to become a problem here in a second, and then a JP100. This right here, I need to get a kill shot on this E4, try an APCR. You know, hindsight, I probably should have hooked for a high roll with HE, and I bounced that shot, and then he kills my teammate, which is really going to ultimately cost me here. JP100's coming around, just trying to not give him a target. He does unfortunately pen me for almost 700 and take one back from him there. I know the E4's in the back. I'm hoping that that tortoise is camping across the river. It's really the only shot I've got at this point. I'm in decent shape with these two because neither one of them can really afford to take a shot from me. And so I'm just kind of wiggling. There pops up the E4. I move just a bit and get a shot into his cupola there. Now at this point the tortoise is fully behind me, which is a big problem. And this tortoise, despite the fact that he flanked in the tortoise, actually wound up being the exact right play. So I give him one back, just wiggling a little bit using that small hill with the JP100 coming behind me. So I'm going to go ahead and pop down the hill. I'm really at this point hoping that one of them will block the other or that one will get stuck. This tortoise makes a really good play, comes straight down the hill. I put one in his side. They're both one shots. Bounced a shot there, which was great, but then the JP100 hit me as he was rolling, so a good shot by him. And a heartbreaking loss there after quite a lot of effort. As you can see in the results screen coming up here, though, still a mastery, a little bit over 6,000 damage. And as we get to the team screen, you'll see that not a lot of the rest of my team was doing much of anything at all, which happens, unfortunately. So here we are in Yamato, where my preference is almost always to go out here to the side, into the open side, just because it's a little bit more skill than just going and shooting in a straight line, like the Revolutionary War that you have to do on the boat. E3 is one of probably the only tanks that I would prefer to go boat side, because you can get hull down where that slight elevation is on the boat, and then people have a really hard time penning you. You saw me flash in the lineup. They don't have any big pen guns, no TDs. E100 would struggle also. So here I am rolling to the left. Now again, I'm exposed as I'm rolling. I expect there to be heavy tanks on the side, and there's the E100. So I switch over to look at him, actually put an APCR through the front. He can't pin me from there, so he just splash damages me with HE. I'm going to take the opportunity of him reloading to go get up here out of the clearing and into cover. There's two tanks on the boat. They're a little bit of a concern, but only for a few seconds. This M103 doesn't know what he's doing, and he's now gone, so off the tank. And I'm just going to continue to roll up here in the clearing, knowing that they got a couple on the boat and no TDs. This IS-7's exposed. There's a bat chat in the back, taking some pot shots at me. He gets two good pens there in a row. He's only got one left, so I'm just wiggling a little bit while I'm reloading, waiting to see what happens. IS-7 takes another one, and now he's gone, so the route is on out here in the clearing, just a matter of getting the other tank spotted. So I know generally where that bat chat is because I took a couple shots from him before. He finally pops up as detected there, and then does not move. So I take about 700 from him, sort of wedged in here, but we're up a couple tanks. My 54 does not look like he knows what he's doing. I'm just going to back out here just to be safe and trying to assess the situation. That E100 comes again. And again, I took one through the turret cheek of him and bounced another one of his shots, so he's probably not real happy right now, but he keeps coming after me, so he's going to get what he's going to get. I'm rolling to the left here. I didn't realize this 54E1 was over here, but now that I see him, I'm going to put one in him. Nice little ghost shell there, full gray and get no pen, and actually bounce, and now he puts one back into me. Just kind of watching him to make sure he doesn't roll up behind me, which luckily none of these guys are trying to get behind me. So as I roll over the hill, again got the E100. I just kind of trying to keep everyone in front. We're up a few tanks, so barring a disaster here, it should be good. There we go, another one into the E100. And at this point, just trying to see if my team will come over and take him out. And I'm reloading. Game is won, so I'm going to take the higher HP target and try to get as much damage as possible. And you can see there I roll close to 600, reloading here. I thought he was going to go through the gap. He actually stops, which is great. I get reloaded as he's trying to come through and just finish him off. So, another way you can play the E3 here on the medium side as a support tank, just making sure you're able to get to the position in the middle where your teammates are really going to be able to defend you. So, didn't seem like a great game, but still was 5,000 damage.